Yo, KP Sky here. Got a lot of comments asking me how to hook up an external amplifier, so I'm gonna go in detail and show you guys just how to set it up easily. So of course I have the Monolith 7, so I'm running 7 channels, but there are different type of amplifiers out there. You can have a monoblock, which is just one amplifier, 2 channels, which is just 2 speakers, 5, 7, 11, and so on. So in this recording, I'm gonna have a 2-channel amplifier and a 7-channel amplifier to show you guys how to connect it. So I already have mine hooked up, but I'll go ahead and show you how to hook it up anyway. So with mine, since I have 7 channels, I have a surround right, surround back right, the front left and right, the center, and surround left, surround back left. So that's my 7 channels. If you have a 5 channel, you may just have your front left right, your center, and probably your back or your rear left and right. If you have a 3 channel, it's most likely going to be your front, your center, and if you're having a 2 channel, it's probably just going to be your front left, front right. If you have a mono block, that's just one amplifier, so you're probably going to power each speaker individually with 1 amp. So you're probably going to have multiple amplifiers if you're running a monoblock amplifier. Now I'll show you the Emotiva Bass X A300. This one has 2 channels here, so they're not labeled which one you're going to use. So you can use this as your front left and right. You can use it as 2 Atmos speakers. You can use it as 2 bookshelf speakers, whatever you want to. And you can use the monoprice monolith however you want to as well. But they have them labeled just for easier configuration. So on your back of your AV receiver, you're presented with some pre-outs. As you can see right there, there are the pre-outs. I already have mine hooked up. But usually you'll have RCA cables that look just like this, usually coded red and white just for easier configuration. Some are not color coded at all. But you'll plug it up here in the corresponding speaker pre-out. So you'll have your front left and right, your center, your surround left and right, and your surround back left, right. You also may have a Dolby Atmos or DTS:X enabled receiver, so you'll have outputs for those as well. So depending on what you're powering, you'll just plug in your RCA cables to the front, left, right of your receiver and do the same thing on the other end on your power amplifier. So in this case, if I'm plugging in the front, left, and right on my AV receiver, I'll come to my monolith amp here and I'll plug in the same cord to my front, left, and front, right of my monolith. And that's all you have to do. So you'll do the same thing for your single channel. You'll come here. You'll only need 1 RCA cable because the single channel is 1 speaker, not left or right, so it's not a stereo type of configuration. It's just 1 speaker. So you'll plug in one of your RCA cables to the center and take the other end of the RCA cable and plug it into the center of your amp. If you're running a 2-channel amp, you may not have that option. You may be running just your front left and your front right. So you'll take your front left and you'll put it to 1 channel and front right to 1 channel. Down here is where your speakers will actually be connected. So just like you would on a receiver, connect your speaker wire from the amp to your speakers. Same thing on a higher channel amplifier like the Monolith 7. You'll take your speaker wire from the corresponding speaker, in this case this is the center channel, take your center channel wire to your center channel speaker. And of course you have your RCA right above it. So let's talk about how to power your power amplifier. So of course you'll still plug it up as usual. Comes with a power cord, but as far as turning it on, it's different. So most, if not all, amplifiers come with a 12-volt trigger, and all that is a 3.5 millimeter to 3.5 millimeter jack, kind of like you would use for your headphones, and you'll plug one input to the output of your receiver. So I'll go ahead and try to show you that really quickly. So this is the input right here on my amplifier, and that cord gets plugged in to the output. If I can get it to show you guys. So much mess back here. That's the output right there. So trigger output, I have 2 of these on this receiver, but you'll take one output and plug the other to the input right there of your amplifier. Now that you have that plugged up, it's pretty simple. What this wire allows you to do is once your receiver turns on, the amplifier automatically powers on as well, and vice versa. Once your receiver gets turned off, the amplifier goes off with it. Now if you're running ARC, which is audio return channel, through your TV through HDMI, which is in a whole nother video, but just in case most people know what that is, whenever you turn on your TV, that usually powers on your receiver, and then your receiver turns on your amplifier. Once your TV turns off, it turns off your receiver, and the receiver turns off the amplifier. So it's really simple, really easy. It's a good way to get rid of your remotes. The TV has the ability to communicate with your audio equipment so that you don't have to turn off everything by hand. It all goes off when one thing goes off. So it's kind of like a control panel, a command. Your TV is the central hub. You turn on the TV, it fires up your receiver fires up your amp, and then once you're done watching TV or your projector, you turn off the TV or projector, it turns off your AV receiver, turns off your amp. So that way you don't have to go scurrying through all your remotes or have to manually get up, go to your AV rack and turn everything off. So just in case you guys didn't understand that, I'm going to go ahead and show you some pictures here. On the back panel of your AV receiver, find the output for front left and front right, circled here on the screen. Once you've connected those RCAs to your receiver, find the corresponding RCA input on your amplifier. Once you've done that, you do the same thing for all other speakers that you'll be using. Use the center channel to find the center channel on the amplifier. Use the AV receiver for your surrounds and plug them up to the amplifier. And then if you're using any height effects, whether it's Dolby Atmos, DTS-X, or Aural 3D, plug those into either your front presence or your height speakers, or if they're labeled Dolby Atmos, you plug that there. Next, once you've got all your RCA plugs output into your inputs, it's time to plug up your speaker wire. So just like you would on a normal receiver, you'll plug in your front speakers to the front speaker terminals. Your center speaker goes to the center speaker terminals. All your rears, your left back, right, and right back, you plug those in as well. And if you're using your front or your height channels or your Atmos channels, DTS-X, you'll plug those wires up to the speakers just as usual. Most amplifiers come with 12-volt triggers. Again, it's your 3.5mm to 3.5mm input-output jack. Same thing as a headphone jack that you guys have, that you're familiar with. You'll plug one end to the output of your receiver, and then the other end to the input of your amplifier. Again, what this does is allows your receiver to talk to your amplifier, so when the receiver comes on, the amplifier comes on. Once the receiver goes off, the amplifier goes off as well. As you can see on the Monolith 7 and all other monoliths and some other amplifiers, there are some XLR inputs right there. Some receivers, but not all, have balanced outputs, XLR outputs. My receiver does, but I won't be using them. But if you are, you'll plug them up just like you would RCA cables. You plug one end of your XLR to your receiver and the other end to the amplifier, and you can connect your sound that way. Alright guys, so I hope that helped you figure out how to hook up an amplifier to your receiver. I know that I had a lot of questions about it. It's pretty straightforward. Most receivers, amplifiers have it labeled for you, so it makes it super easy, and it's also color coded. So your red and your whites are always kind of color coded. There's no really wrong way to hook them up. Just make sure you match one end of your cable to the corresponding speaker, and you should be good to go. Again, if you have any questions, just leave me comments below. Of course, I'll answer them, but I hope this is a good general overview for you guys. But I also want to share something with you guys too before I end the video. I was searching on the internet and something random came across. I saw some speakers that actually looked really, really good that were really, really cheap. And it actually struck my interest. And it was from Jamo, I'm not sure how you say it, Jamo. I'm familiar with them. I believe Clips bought them out not too long ago. So they're really good speakers. But it made me think of something, and I think I want to do this for you guys. And leave me a comment below if you think this is a good idea and you'd like it. I think I'm going to start another series along with my 7 Reasons Why series. I'm going to start another series about products that I find that are cheap but good. So maybe every 2 weeks or so, I'll go on the internet and find really good products that I think you guys would be happy to have that aren't going to break the bank. I know that in my system I have a lot of expensive equipment. My Monolith was $1,500. My Yamaha was about $2,000. My speakers are out through the roof. So a lot of you guys don't really have the means or the wants for this kind of stuff. So I think I'm going to start a new series about things that are still good quality and good sound and even good aesthetically looking, but doesn't break your bank. So if you think that's a cool idea, leave me a comment below and let me know. Also, if you find this video informative and if I helped you out even just the slightest, make sure you leave a like and think about subscribing. Alright guys? So I'll see you guys in the next video. Check this guy out.